The retail apocalypse that could be coming for us all. Plus, why are so many people getting sick right now? Big oil stocks are pointing to higher gas prices to come. This as the US diesel shortage squeezes farmers, homeowners, and the White House. This may be partly why retail traders think stocks will bottom in 2023, and they plan to stock up on big tech. But the holiday season sales are helping out the retail sector, especially these 5 winners experts have picked out. You know me, guys, I do my best to prepare you for the worst. We keep our budget, make more channels and streams of income. The more you have, the better prepared you can be if you know what hits the fan. Definitely no shame in the game in making more money and making your money work for you and making your life more stable for yourself and for your family. Am I right, guys? But hey, I'm interested to know what you guys think. Is the worst over for the US economy, or are there darker days to come? Drop me a quick comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. The link is in the description down below. All right, so before we get into all the financial talk, let's first address something that I've been noticing lately. Why are so many people getting sick right now? I mean, have you guys noticed that? Yeah, me too. With all the holiday get-togethers happening, chances are pretty good that you're maybe sniffling, coughing, or maybe feeling a little scratchiness in the back of the throat. It's not just you. The country is contending with a triple-demic of viruses, not to mention a whole lot of common colds. Reported C19 cases in the United States are stable but still high. The Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, recorded about 300,000 new cases, but that's probably an undercount since home tests, they're usually not reported to public health agencies. Meanwhile, the flu is rising rapidly, and it's on its way to a peak much earlier than the typical flu season. The CDC's preliminary count is rough, but the agency does believe as many as 14 million people have gotten it, and up to 8,400 people have already died. This year's influenza season has also been especially hard on children, as RSV, or respiratory syncytial virus. So RSV has had children's hospitals around the country overflowing or at capacity since October. So what's behind all these illnesses, right? Are we being attacked again by a bioagent or something? Are there suddenly more viruses than there were before? Or is it that our immune systems are weaker after years and years of wearing masks and social distancing? Well, according to a virologist and professor of Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, it's neither of those. They said, quote, "It's not that our immune systems are weaker, because it certainly seems like everyone is recovering. There's not a really high increase in, let's just say, the mortality rate with the flu so far." End quote. If our immune systems had collectively weakened since 2020, we would expect to see a lot more people getting sick and even dying more frequently from influenza or the flu, RSV, or C19, but this is not the case. It's more likely that we're just seeing the effects of 3 years of lack of virus circulation, end quote. It's just that people haven't been going around as much in the last 3 years, and now that the holiday celebrations are pretty much back in full swing, this is what's going on. RSV, for example, it's a common virus that we're exposed to on a regular basis. It's usually hardest on young children and babies who haven't built up any immunity from repeated exposures. This year, adults are getting it a lot too, though. Staying at home, masking, and avoiding large gatherings wasn't just effective at curbing the spread of C19, but it also brought the levels of flu transmission and other respiratory viruses way down. Pretty much all these measures have been lifted, and viruses have started spreading rapidly again. Now, I understand some people still wear masks. I understand other people are like totally against the masks, but I'm not here to debate that. Now, according to the doctor, quote, "It's a normal process that we're seeing here. It's just that without seeing it for 3 years, we now have this large bounce back to bring us back to equilibrium," end quote. So take care, guys. Take your vitamins and all that stuff. I don't know if you guys take Airborne. Does that stuff really work? Anyway, so now for the first money headline of the day. Big oil stocks are pointing to higher gas prices to come. Brutally high oil and gas prices were pretty much the talk of the town in 2022 and one of the largest contributing factors to sky-high inflation. Now, the thing is, when you reach the top, there's nowhere to go but down. And that's exactly where oil is going. The price of crude has taken a drastic plunge amid worries about slowing demand for oil, for fuel, and the prospect of further tightening by the Federal Reserve leading to a recession. But at the same time, shares of energy companies have continued to climb up. The S&P 500 is down more than 17% this year, while shares of Exxon, Halliburton, and shares of Chevron are all up more than 45% on the stock market. Oil prices and energy stocks on the stock market are close closely interlinked, so this discrepancy is an odd one, and it could mean that lower gas prices may not be here to stay. Even though gas prices are falling, they're still higher than they have been over the past few years, let's be honest. That's contributed to record-breaking profits at major energy companies on the stock market like Chevron and even Exxon. The net income for global oil and gas producers is expected to double in 2022 to a record $4 trillion. And demand may not drop. Recession isn't a given just yet. And the reopening of China from their C-19 zero shutdowns could increase demand for fuel. Oil and gas companies on the stock market such as Exxon and Chevron, they're also speculating that the crude prices will remain elevated and that demand will grow. You may want to prep a bit and stock your home and some gas. Get a wood stove, a generator, maybe even start a small garden or a farm. I don't know. It's up to you. Now, of course, we don't want anything bad to happen, but if it does go down, we should prepare ourselves. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? Now, one more thing to watch out for this holiday season, that diesel shortage that's going to squeeze farmers, homeowners, and the White House. You see, guys, diesel is a workhorse for the economy, helping power most major industries. Companies rely on it to deliver their goods by truck, rail, and ship. And nearly 1 in 5 homes in the Northeast use diesel for heating oil. Inventories are so tight right now that even the smallest hiccup in the supply chain, such as a fire at a refinery, it could spark a major disruption. Last thing we need is another oil refinery going offline. I mean, think of it as being on the Beltway during rush hour, when you have so little to spare in terms of roadway that a minor accident or even a flat tire can tie up traffic for miles. The problem's even worse for farmers. They can't just raise prices like Walmart or FedEx. Prices for their product are pretty much set by the Commodities Exchange in Chicago. And the diesel shortage is making some of them pay more, with some of them eventually going bankrupt. This could very well be the verge of another major US food crisis, and the government needs to do something about it. Really, I think that some of these lawmakers that are making well over borderline $200,000 per year or more need to live overseas just for a little bit to understand the struggle, the true struggle. Y'all know what I mean? Or they could try living a year on minimum wage. Let's see how fast they raise it then. Now, as for stocks, retail traders predict that the stock market's going to bottom out sometime in 2023, and they plan on loading up on big tech. See, retail investors haven't been frightened away from the come down in stocks this year. In 2023, most individual investors plan to invest the same amount or more despite the cost of living crisis. The survey of over 2,000 retail investors across Europe, Asia, and the United States found that over 80% of retail investors think the worst of the stock market rout will be over within the next 6 months. The majority, at 72% of the traders, plan to back individual stocks next year, with 64% favoring big tech companies on the stock market like Apple stock, Microsoft, Google, and even Meta. About 56% of traders believe that Bitcoin would actually be higher versus 44% who think that it will trade lower. Most retail investors, 58%, would invest more in cryptocurrencies or crypto if it were a little bit more regulated. Still, the biggest financial concern among retail is the cost of living crisis. More than half, 55% of the retail investors, said that their biggest financial worry right now was the rising cost of living. Close behind that was a higher interest rate, with 28% of traders citing this as their biggest fear. They say that retail stocks are going to rebound and come out as winners. E-commerce, which helped the retail sector from a total collapse during the peak of the pandemic, is once again proving to be a key player in driving sales. Given this scenario, stocks with a strong online presence like Chico's, FAS, City Trends, Urban Outfitters, PC Connection, CNXN, and even Ross clothing stores are expected to benefit in the near term. The holiday season is an important sales period for retailers. Sales have already hit record highs over the Thanksgiving weekend, and with the holiday season continuing into the first week of January, the retail sector is expected to begin 2023 on a high. This is actually some good news. Sorry for those who are expecting a little bit more doom and gloom. You can check out these stocks recommended by the experts. 1. Chico's FAS Incorporated. It's a cultivator of brands serving the lifestyle needs of fashion-savvy women 30 years and older. CHS's brand portfolio currently consists of 3 brands: Chico's, White House Black Market, and Soma. Pretty sure you guys have seen these stores in the mall. 2. City Trends Incorporated is a value-priced retailer of urban fashion apparel and accessories for the entire family. CTRN currently operates stores located in the South, Southeast, and Mid-Atlantic regions. 3, you got Urban Outfitters Incorporated. This is a lifestyle specialty retailer that offers fashion apparel and accessories, footwear, home decor, and gift products. URBN's merchandise is generally sold directly to consumers through stores, catalogs, call centers, and even their e-commerce platforms. 4, PC Connection. This is a direct marketer of brand name personal computers. CNXN also markets related peripherals, software, and networking products to businesses, education, government, and consumer end users, located primarily in the United States. And of course, number 5, Ross Stores Incorporated operates as an off-price retailer of apparel and home accessories, primarily in the United States. ROST operates its stores under the Ross Dress for Less and DD's discount names. Ross Stores outlets are located mainly in the community and neighborhood shopping centers in heavily populated urban and suburban areas. But no matter what your situation is, you're looking to retain, save, increase your net worth along with your revenue and income streams, maybe even getting some additional passive income streams going with a little bit more cash flow producing assets, all to solidify your financial positions. And this is what we hope to help you out with. Now, if there's any question or financial topic that you want to learn more about, I'm right here, you guys. Just drop a quick comment down below. I'll be sure to get back with you ASAP, either through a reply or through a whole new video for you guys in the future. Make sure to drop your comments down below. Also, if you want to take it a step further and you want to learn more about generating passive income, or maybe even starting your own small business or even online business, definitely click the link in the description down below and join me over in the Patreon family community. You'll find a link to join our Patreon group. The link is in the description down below of this video. Let's see how all of this turns out in our next video. But for now, this is our major money update and daily news report. The retail apocalypse that could very well be coming, oil prices that could go up again, plus some retail stock picks from the experts. Lots of financial opportunities on the horizon, you guys. And as always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. And of course, for hitting the like button. Appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.